how did I get myself straight? What made me decide to get straight at this point? It wasn't something where it's been going on for a long time. I always really believed that I was very aware of where I was at with my assorted addictions, so I felt very in control of it in one hand. Not to the point where I could just quit anytime I wanted, but I was just very aware of it all throughout my using, the whole period that I've been using. And then I started to get sort of, tired of certain aspects of it. I think being reliant on something, on a substance, in order to be able to get up and, and do anything, and to be able to deal with people, and to be able to feel comfortable in any given situation, to have to be loaded was sort of a crutch that I didn't necessarily believe in. I thought it made me basically a weaker person. I'm so committed and dedicated to my guitar and to music that as soon as the drugs would start to overshadow that, I would have the presence of mind to be able to quit. And sometimes I would quit when we were off the road, mostly, because that's when I would start up when we were off the road, and then as soon as we would have to go on tour, I would know it would be time to clean up, and I would stay clean for 2 years, 3 years. Then we get off the road, I get bored, and start a whole long habit that sometimes would last for like 2-3 years. And at one point, I really hit sort of that bottom that a lot of people hit before they realize that they need to get clean. I had a situation with alcohol, which was always the thing that I would substitute for the dope. Was I'd start drinking heavily, and I felt that was acceptable. And I drank harder than pretty much anybody that I knew. And then finally, I had a situation where I had alcohol poisoning, and it just about killed me. I've been sober for a year now. I just had my year birthday, right? So somewhere leading up to that point, I decided that I had a lot of issues at home, a lot of issues with my band, and this and that and the other, and I'd quit drinking altogether. And I had a set date to go into rehab and just get my head together. Just sort of surrendered to the whole concept of letting somebody else tell me a few things about what they'd gone through and how that related to what I've been going through and so on. It was complicated, but not really that complicated. I just needed to sort of chill out and be in a place where my body was void of all chemicals, and then just be able to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective.